I've used it for stress. I've used it for back spasms, digestion. So it is really, it's a pretty wonderful practice. If you're not familiar with acupuncture, I can tell you I'm a regular gal, and I swear by acupuncture. So take it from me. So Caren and Kathleen are here today to talk about wellness. And the number one thing that I can't seem to remember how to say, that is the whole reason, it's these things, these EMFs.
Very good. EMFs.
I did it.
Electromagnetic frequencies.
Okay, so Caren is right here and Kathleen is right here. And we're talking about electromagnetic frequencies. Those, mommies, those are the little bad things that are flying all around us all day long that could be, or we think are contributing to how stressed or how fatigued or how weak we are feeling as we run around like crazy with our families. What are these things and why are they bothering us?
Well, probably the answer is there's so many of those things around. But maybe if I can just kind of tell you my story and how I got to where I am today with, wanting to know more about this and wanting to educate moms in particular, but basically anyone that will listen about our exposure to this, what's probably being called the biggest toxin mankind's ever been exposed to.
Wow.
So 15 years ago, take it back, I was a wife and a mom and a business owner and just doing life. And then someone in my family was diagnosed with a brain tumor. And it happened very quickly, the part where the next morning, after we found that out, after months of trying to get to the solution, we were in the waiting room at Cedars-Sinai. And so when the surgeon came out, there was 14 of us sitting there going, how could this happen? When did she get it? What could have caused this? And, he was like, okay, everybody calm down, take a breath. But he said, I don't know, but get those cell phones away from your head. That was 15 years ago. So if we think about what our phone looked like 15 years ago, and for me, I think it was that defining moment in my life that I was like,
interesting.
Well, is this what? EMFs are bothering us? And what is that really?
Right.
And
what is that? What is the EMF that's bothering us?
It is the frequency. All wired and wireless devices emit a frequency, but the wireless world has just overtaken us now.
So like my phone and this computer and all of our radio equipment that's in here right now.
If we just look around here, we're sitting in a pretty toxic environment.
Okay. Do you guys remember when microwaves came out? I know our two producers do not because they are too young, but we do, right?
We do.
When we went from the ready-made dinner with the tin foil that went into the oven,
right?
And suddenly it went from that to like a microwavable dinner. People were afraid of the microwave because it could shoot out bad things, but it turns out that microwaves don't really hurt us, or
oh my,
really?
They emit radiation. I mean, low levels.
You guys. Okay, because I feel like everybody like that popped up in the news, and then all of a sudden it was gone, and we all bought microwaves and went on living just fine, eating our lean cuisines.
And
right?
I think what's happened too is in today, I mean, we're not going to stop technology. Technology's our friend. It helps us every single day, but all this technology has increased so rapidly, and nobody was really looking at the consequences. And cell phones were released to the public without any testing as to whether they were safe for human beings. They used testing, which, yes, you wouldn't think legally, how could that happen? They used the testing results based on microwave ovens. And their theory was if it didn't heat, there couldn't be any damage. So fast forward, 10 years.
That's just strange because they test everything else. Like everything else has to get some sort of approval through the government, through the FDA.
Exactly. Pretty shocking, isn't it?
Yeah.
And just to interrupt right here, I want to share that there is a new documentary coming out from the top researchers around the world.
We'll get to this.
And they go into that, and they go into the specifics in this documentary called Generation Zapped about how is it that cell phones got out into the public.
We'll definitely be talking about this. This is actually a documentary that's not out for anybody to see yet. There's going to be a special screening coming up on the 17th. You are invited, thanks to Kathleen and Caren, and I'll give you more information coming up because I think if any of this is piquing your interest at all, checking out this documentary is where you want to be. And it's very cool. It's local. It's here in Valencia. So, okay. So now all of these things are sending out, and I have to apologize to my friend Martine, who does not have a microwave in her house. And I thought she was crazy. And it really annoyed me. But apparently maybe Martine might be onto something here. So all of these things are shooting out electromagnetic frequencies. Now, that sounds kind of like science fiction-y. I can imagine that it's bad, but what exactly do those frequencies do to our cells or our bodies? What's it doing to me?
Here, I'll show you. Ready?
You're going to show me?
I'm going to show you. So when the EMFs are hitting our body, this is what the cells in our body do.
They tighten up. They go small.
Up. Lockdown mode.
They tighten up. They go into lockdown mode. And so, and then they come out. But imagine, that's like being stressed, driving around town, and you're trying to get to pick up your kids, or you're trying to get there. Yeah. You know, everything in our body is like
stress,
right? So just imagine, we're constantly being hit by, like she said, the wireless. We've got our modems. And it's the layering. It's not just your cell phone or the radio here. It's you go out in the mall, and it's everybody's cell phones and everything else that's layering and layering and layering. So people say to me all the time, "Oh, but I don't keep my phone on. I turn my computer off. I turn my wireless off."
And those are good things to do, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But it doesn't change the problem that you've got your next door neighbors and they have their wireless going.
Wow.
Right?
Constantly. You know what? It's funny because you're making me think of something. I've complained for years that I get bad cell reception basically everywhere on the planet. I think we're not talking about it, y'all. None of us are getting good cell phone reception. We all need to get together and do something about it. However, in the city of Santa Monica, they actually offer free cell phone reception wireless in the entire city. If you didn't know, you just log into the city and they provide it for you for free anywhere you go, which seems like an amazing way to fix the problem. You have Wi-Fi everywhere. However, is that actually making it worse, possibly?
Absolutely.
And that seems like where we're going.
Where we're coming from is, and Kathleen can really talk about this in her practice, is all of a sudden today we've got, I mean, when you ask people, how's your vitality? You know, how are you feeling? How's your energy level?
You know what everybody says? I'm so tired.
How are you sleeping? Right? Do you have any headaches?
My head hurts. My back hurts.
I wake up all the time.
I wake up all night long. I wake up feeling tired. When is the last time I've woke up? It's so crazy, you guys, because when you go to sleep and you wake up, shouldn't we wake up feeling refreshed? That rarely happens. I drag myself out of bed every day. It doesn't matter what kind of sleep or how long. And is that possibly connected to all of this tearing me down?
Absolutely. I mean, I work with a lot in my practice. I work with a lot of children, adults. I treat stress. I treat allergies. I treat all kinds of things that I see, the people coming in. And one of the main thing, people are always stressed. Like you're talking about. Always stressed. Not getting enough sleep.
Yeah.
And yes, the EMFs are definitely a big part of that.
Okay.
And it's also just this lifestyle that people don't know how to just stop and just
we can't
pause. Right, we feel
FOMO.
Like we can't. Right,
FOMO, fear of missing out. We can't stop. We got things to do. No.
Right.
Yeah.
And so what happens is our adrenal glands in our body. You're familiar with adrenal glands?
Yes, here. And
they pump. They sit on top of the kidneys and they pump adrenaline.
Okay.
And so what happens when our body's stressed by EMFs or just our life in general, that they keep pumping adrenaline. So
when we don't need it.
No, when you don't need it. So what happens is the body goes into adrenal fatigue. And so, the whole, our energy system shifts so that now we're awake at night and we're tired during the day. Right. Where the adrenals should be the other way around. We get the most during the day, so we have our energy, and as the evening comes, they're supposed to drop. But because we're so stressed out all the time, this is reversing, and so that's why people are also fatigued all the time. So we're just bombarded.
Exactly. All right, so we're basically, it's us against the world, you guys. No. So it's everywhere. But and we did mention the fact that we're all busy and that moms rarely take time for themselves, anyways. So we need some solutions. We need some help. We need some easy things we can do for ourselves and on a regular basis to protect our bodies and be healthier. And that's some of the things that we get through Gia Wellness.
It is.
Okay, so let's do. Can we do one of those experimenty things that we did on me over at the
We can.
medical? Okay, so explain one of these and let's do it to me.
Okay, so at Gia,
Yes.
we have products in the areas of energy, hydration, and nourishment because we feel like we're the only company out there that really takes a 360 approach to your health.
Okay.
And what we know is that every cell in your body goes into lockdown mode, like Kathleen explained, putting your body into a constant state now of fight or flight.
Right.
So instead
we know that's bad, you guys.
we know
We've
that's
heard that
bad.
for a long
we
time.
know that's bad.
Yeah.
What's actually happening at the cellular level is your body has its own frequency. We're energetic beings with a frequency. You know, when they get an EKG or an EEG, those are electrical impulses that they're measuring.
So this is science. We're not being all
This
woo-woo.
is exactly.
Right. Yeah.
We can go both ways.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
But so when this frequency comes in from your cell phone, from all this technology that we have here, your body doesn't recognize it. Your body perceives it as stranger danger.
And
that
then,
hence the lockdown mode.
Right. Okay.
So when they realized what was happening, this brilliant scientist who came out of Russia, I believe, holds the patent and came up with these inventions of how we could stop that frequency from coming in and putting our own bodies into lockdown mode.
we can do that.
And we can do
Let's
that.
throw up a force field.
Exactly. Like white noise. So that as that's coming in, it superimposes itself over it and renders that incoherent to our bodies so our bodies don't go into that lockdown mode.
Okay, so show us how this works. This is a car harmonizer.
That's a car harmonizer because our cars are pretty toxic these days.
That's so true.
But maybe one of the easiest things to start with is our phone.
Okay.
Because you got a phone right there.
And you've got a headset on. You're wired in. I mean, just with the headset on, you're probably
Wasn't that wired better than the wireless? Isn't that, I mean, didn't they always say, like, take your head away from your phone, but then they're like, use earbuds. That's better because then your phone's over there and it's not near your head. So I thought,
So what does wire do? What does metal do? Conducts electricity. So we
Right.
need to think about that. We have the solutions for all this, but you
Okay.
just need to, our goal is to educate
you need
people.
to go to giawellness.com
Exactly.
/ Kenneally Acupuncture and all that. Okay. I mean, we're going to give you all the links on the Facebook page and in the blog post. So I know this is a lot of information to take in, but there's a lot of information to go over. So we need to try to do it quickly. So we're going to do this. I have my cell phone in my hand. It's emitting a bunch of bad EMFs.
It is. And, Kathleen, I know, uses kinesiology in her practice probably all day, every day. So I'll do a little with you, and she'll do some later with you, and just show a couple quick things. So we're going to have you put your phone down. Now, that's almost irrelevant in here in this pretty wired out, but we're going to give it a whirl. So I'm going to have you hold your arms out straight. There you go. And lock your elbows. And on 3, I'm going to push up, and you resist me. 1, 2, 3. So you push down. There you go. Okay, now we're going to put your phone right there, and we're going to do that exact same thing again. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I don't want to push you back any further. So
She's so strong.
well, it's not as much about me.
Oh
now,
my
so
gosh.
what you've obviously felt a difference there.
That is so weird. Okay, yes.
So
I did.
your body's like, ah. So
Right.
now we're going to take,
It's weird, Cody.
and
That
we're
is
just
weird.
going to
Okay.
hold it any way you can hold.
What is
this.
that thing?
This is one of our cell guards. We have multiple kinds.
It's like a little bean.
That's one kind that can go on your phone.
Okay.
Yeah. So just same
Do it
thing.
again.
Any way you can hold that on.
Okay.
There you go. We're gonna do that exact same thing again.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
right.
Come on, you're pushing.
I am pushing
You're pushing the
exactly
same way you were
Exactly
before, right?
the
Because I
same.
could feel her
Harder.
kind of
I
shaking
was
when she was
pushing
trying to
harder,
push
trying
her
to move
muscles up. Whoops, there goes my bean.
Whoopsie.
Well,
Whoopsie.
my foot will be safe now.
Yes, it will.
Thank
Bring
you,
it on
honey.
over.
So that's why did that happen? That was so weird.
Because your body is going into fight or flight. Your body cells are
gosh.
locking down, trying to protect you because they don't recognize that frequency.
I swear I was trying. I that is not like,
So
special effects.
If you can picture, I mean, the cell phone's easy to demonstrate that with.
Yeah.
But sitting and touching your computer, your microwaves, or, we sit in front of big screen
So
TVs.
where do we put this stuff? We put it on us. We put it on our things. Where do we put?
Again, Gia has the 360 approach. So
Okay.
from an EMF perspective,
Yes.
we have cell guards and universal guards.
Can I see what your cell guard looks like? You, I'm sure, have one on your phone.
This whole case is a cell guard.
This whole case is.
So you can get a case and we have about 40 different styles.
Yeah.
And then this is a universal guard.
Okay.
So this has more of the polymer in it than the cell
So
guard.
I could like stick this onto my computer.
That's exactly what it's designed for.
Right. Okay. Because it has a little peel off sticky.
Or on your TV, on your screen, and your
If
computer.
you still have a microwave